Hello, and welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded Handelabra stream hosted by yours truly, Dolphin. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goal are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra Games on Twitch, and Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at LewDolphin21 on Twitter and on Twitch. I'm just saying syllables, it feels like. You can follow me at LewDolphin21 on Twitter, and on Twitch and YouTube, it's just LewDolphin, no digits. Sentinels the Multiverse, One Deck Dungeon, and Bottom of the Ninth are available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, and Aeon's End is available in early access on Steam. You can get the games and more info at Handelabra.com. Hello. I'm sorry I am slightly late to those of you who are actively watching. I don't actually have a viewer count up right now. Oh, there's Seamus. Hello, Seamus. Welcome. I am only 5 minutes late today. I'm usually, prompt. I kind of lost track of time doing something in Factorial. So, one small change you might notice is I have glasses. I've always had glasses. I just haven't worn them on stream. Because there's several reasons for that. Hello, Darren. 2500. These are my old glasses. And there's nothing really inherently wrong with these. I've had these glasses for 5 years, and my vision hasn't really changed that much. But, one of the things about these glasses is that they're narrow, and there's always, a part of my vision, more in the periphery? I don't know. The peripheral vision is not covered by the glasses. Also, these are 5 years old. They've fallen on the ground several times, and they didn't break. I think it's plastic lenses and not glass, but they did get scratched, and it did get a bit annoying having a little blur of a scratch in the corner. But these new glasses are bigger. They hit the peripheral vision a bit better. I mean, there's still always going to be a peripheral vision thing, but when I use these, I don't really feel like it's as bad as it was for the other glasses, so I'm actually using these more often. And I don't need these glasses right now. I don't usually stream with them or read with them or do anything close by because I'm nearsighted, meaning that my near vision is great, my far vision is what's blurry, and oddly, my vision is actually improved a little bit. Oh man, coughing already. Improved a little bit, and my old prescription was minus 1.25. Now it's minus 0.75, I think. It's barely necessary to fix my vision. So I don't really need to wear these glasses, but I'm just wearing them a little more to get used to them. The art director said it would take 2 weeks to adjust to the slight adjustment in vision. So I'm wearing them more often, and so I'm going to wear them today at the very least, and for the next week, although I don't stream every day on this channel, so you won't know. So I think one thing that I don't know if you can actually tell in the small camera, but there are reflections, and that's something that bothers me. Not something I've generally noticed, but you can see the reflection of the monitor onto my lenses. But that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to turn off my preview, and I will never see it ever again. But yeah, I'm going to wear glasses today just to change it up. I've worn glasses all my life, but it's, because my vision's not as bad as it could be, I can get away with not wearing it. Alright, so last week we did a non-progression base game. I don't really know what I want to do today. I know there's achievements I have to get. Oh, there's one for beating a game without getting items and one without getting skills. Maybe I should get those. And since we did Dragon's Cave last week, maybe we should try Mudlands this week. It's the other 1 diamond difficulty dungeon. On all floors, we spend 1 time when you gain an item as loot. On the 3rd floor, if it encounters consequences include poison, add 2 time to them. And magic and strength for combats, variety of consequences for the perils. And the mud golem itself, very similar to the dragon actually in presentation, increased requirements on the damage dealing parts, or not the damage, the big rectangle parts. But instead of it being 4 hearts, it's 1 heart and 3 skulls. It has twice as much HP though, so covering these would be super important for making the fight not last forever. The agility ones aren't as hard, but there are more consequences there. What used to be armors are now hearts. So yeah. So if I want to try to do something without items or skills, I like the skills a lot. So I'm very reluctant to go in a game without getting skills. But I could maybe forego items. I'm going to do this on Novice just to make this a little easier on myself. But I could forego items, and that would kind of be nicer in the Mudlands because you spend time and you gain an item as loot. And I kind of feel like Caliana is probably the go-to. Even though she has a lack of strength and agility, Fairy Fire gives a set strength and agility. And Blind Luck doesn't necessarily help, but Fearlessness gives me a heroic. I thought I heard a beep beep. Oh, that's just the Handelabra notification. Fearlessness gives me an extra heroic die. Bull Rush reduces the difficulty of each large box by 1, so that will help there. And we can go with Force Bolt to get some extra strength or agility. And obviously, we'll probably be focusing exclusively on mana or auto skills. Unless we can somehow mitigate the strength or agility. I don't know how well this is going to go. First floor might be tougher because we need strength more, but once we get to the second and third floor, the mana will pick up. Boss will be able to most likely cover the 22 and a 6, but yeah, the other things we'll see. Yeah, so let's try that. Force Bolt, Aggression Tree, Force Deck. What do I want to do here? Think Aid. We obviously don't need the healing potion, but the other ones that combo with Cure aren't as good, I think. But yeah, Caliana, Mudlands, let's go. Two heroes might make it easier because I could get Caliana and another hero that provides agility and strength. But this should be fine. As long as I don't forget how much damage Caliana has taken this turn. Hey Team Orchid, how are you doing? So let's see. Oh, I can't get the item, so it's basically the skill. Yeah, this is an easy decision. I was trying to think if I wanted the item, but I remembered I can't get it. We are going for the achievement for winning a dungeon without claiming an item as skill. So now we have a means of strength or agility of a fixed number. And now dice may not be re-rolled or increased, but holy crap, there's no mana here. That makes that tougher. I mean, Fearlessness, and we're on Novice. We already have the Heroic at level 2, so that's 2 Heroic dice. Strength and Agility. We have a 4 here. Blind Luck won't help. Bull Rush won't help. Endless Assault can't be used. Force Bolt and Fairy Fire would give me numbers. So what are the consequences here? Yeah, there's only 3 hearts, so actually I can survive this round. 5 time and 3 poison, plus the 3 time from failing the encounter. Might be fine to just go for it, but actually I'll just flee. I'll come back. We'll get some other skills that might help. Vine Trap. Can't get the item. The Luck Potion. Roll 2 heroic dice, then discard one of them, but only for perils. And dodge vines or break through. Neither of them are gonna work out at all. I'm gonna flee this as well because I don't need to do as many encounters as I usually do because I can't get items. Then we have another dire boar. What is... I'm gonna flee. I just want to see. Exploit weakness, spend an agility, gain heroic 4. Spark, mana 3, roll a mana die, and then increase it by 2. Well, I guess I'm gonna go for Spark for all the things that I'm doing. Oh. Oh. Hold on. Let's see if this is a me problem or a Twitch problem. Kind of feels like a me problem here. Seems like my download is not good, which means that my upload is probably also not good. Just gonna type in chat, since no point in verbally saying things. I'm just gonna open up random pages and see, like, okay, that loaded faster. Generally not a good idea to do a speed test while you're streaming, but yeah, it just... I'm pooping the bed here. 12% dropped frames. Okay, yeah, my download is pretty bad. It says green. Let's see if I'm actually live. Alright, I see myself. Alright, well, my glasses seem to be killing the internet. We already dropped 36 frames again. Ugh. Alright, so if you seem to be having issues getting the stream to work, it's probably my end. You might want to refresh the stream if you're not seeing anything. Generally when there's an internet hiccup or a stream interrupt, Twitch does not know what to do. But alright, so I'm gonna keep an eye on that. I'm gonna move this window over here to try to do a better job of that. That's not really that good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. That was really weird. It just kind of stopped working for like 5 minutes. So many kudos to Krista, who's gonna piece this together, because unlike normal, I actually stopped the recording and closed OBS because it seemed like it was laggy with even stopping the stream, which is unusual for OBS, but I don't know, it seems fine now. So, to summarize, if you've missed what happened, I can't undo, so I can't flee. This is the third door that I've opened. The first door, we got the Charmed Panther, second, third, fourth. I fled the second, fled the third, and now I'm fighting the fourth. The second was the other dire boar. The third was a peril that was strength and agility focused. And this dire boar I'm going for because this is a mana skill, and I don't know if it's going to be that useful because it only increases mana basically, but It's something I can do, so I'm doing it. Fearlessness was not good. Alright, so Blind Luck isn't going to help. Bull Rush is not going to help. Charmed Panther can give me a number. So I do have a Strength 6 that can go into this square. This agility is tragic. Charmed Panther can give me a 4, but I still need to get a 3 on agility. But the Strength 4 could be put there. I have a Heroic 5. Might want to go into the Poison spot, because poison is what gets you. The manas 3 and a 4 could turn into a Heroic 3, but I also have 3 2s that can turn into a Strength 6 and Agility 6, which will cover that Agility 5 and that Strength 5. I could also throw the 4 to 3 and Force Bolt, which is probably the better outcome. Or probably the 3 and a 1 and keep the 4, but I don't know if that's going to do me any good. I also have Blind Luck, which... if I do Blind Luck for a mana 2, I can throw that into Force Bolt, which with this one would give me a Strength 3, or an Agility 3, which is something we still need. So I guess I'm going to get Strength 4 there, Blind Luck but for a mana, and the Heroic 1 to get the Agility 3. And now we have the armors covered. Now we can work on trying to cover other squares. Fairy Fire gives me 2 6s that can feed there, and then this Heroic gives me a 3 to cover that. So all I have is 1 time. I don't really see a way to do any better than that, so I'm just going to end it right there. Take the skill because I can't take the item. So do I want to go for the other Dire Boar? Would Spark help me with that? I don't know. Spark is a weird skill because it costs 3 mana, you roll a mana die, and then you increase it by 2. Dire Boar says dice may not be rerolled or increased, so actually this increase effect won't help. But if I have like a mana 1 and mana 2 and I can't put it anywhere else, I can put it into here and turn it into a singular die that would ordinarily be 3 or higher, and a 50% chance of being 6. Or, yeah, it's either 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 6. Yeah, so it's 50% chance there. But, like, Vine Trap's not gonna... I'm not gonna be able to do this fight without taking a penalty. Dire Boar, I guess, I mean, since we've already done it once, we can do it again. Might as well do that to clear the field. I have a Strength 4 there. I have a high agility number. I have a better mana roll. Let's do Fearlessness and see what that gives me. Gives me another Heroic 1 yet again. Blind Luck is better suited for mana to feed Force Bolt. I don't know that putting it into Spark is a good idea since I can't do the increase part. But we do have stuff to throw into Fairy Fire and Force Bolt. So let's keep the higher number manas because that can turn into Heroics. We do have a total of 6 with the other dice here. And that would give me a Strength 6 and a high number Strength, or a high number Agility die. I still need something to throw into this Agility armor. That could be covered with a Heroic 5, Heroic 3. Yeah, so I think it makes sense to do this because the 2s and the 1s can't be used anywhere else. I want to try to keep that agility there if I can. We still have Charmed Panther. And I think if I turn this into a Heroic, I can cover the agility part. Turn this into a Heroic. And get a Strength 4. And the 3 has worse consequences than a 4, so it's a duplicate of the last round. Can't take the item, so I'll take the skill. So, doesn't have to be an agility die, it could be a heroic die. Let's skip Vine Trap for now. Alright, we've not dropped any frames since the small bump at the very start, so that's good. Bramblefield. Another not good encounter for Caliana. I like the piercing potion. It is early enough that I can consider getting it without the boss. The boss does not have armor on it, but there is an armor 4 on strength on a level 2 that would be problematic, and I can't take the item. It's not a terrible thing here. Like, the consequences if I fail, which is certainly, like, if I clear the path, it's two hearts, 3 time, and 1 poison, which the 2 hearts turn into 2 times, so it's 5 time and 1 poison on Caliana. If I run through, it's 2 time and 3 poison on Caliana. And I mean, poison sucks, but Caliana kind of doesn't care too much. Worst comes to worst, we spend 2 extra time, and we have to worry about not taking any more damage that round. So maybe I'll just run through, because that will be minimal time, and then poison consequences. Poison can also be cured with potions, so that's something to consider. So there's no chance of me succeeding this, but I can at least cover the 4 and minimize the time there. I guess if I had gone for the strength route, there was a chance I could have succeeded, but this has lesser consequences. And also, taking the potion cures the poison on me, so that's fine. Alright, Wisp is actually an encounter that Caliana is okay with. There are only 3 hearts on this card, so Caliana can't die. I could spend 12 time. But let's do it! Alright, and this is actually a situation where Blind Luck might be used to cover a square, which is really weird. From my experience, it's something you throw into a skill. Exploit weakness is almost certainly going to be that agility 1. This strength is not doing me any favors. Blind Luck, yeah, so I guess mana is going to be it, because the strength and agility isn't going to do me any good. But I want to try for Spark. I guess I could just throw 3 mana into it, because it's like, if I could somehow, you know, scourge up 2 mana dice into this, it'd be a bit better, but that's fine. I'll throw a 3 into that. 50% chance of a 6, and an 83% chance of a higher number, which it was, so that's fine. We got a 4. Now that 4 doesn't really help me at all, except it makes it more potent for Fairy Fire or Force Bolt. For instance, that 4 and a 2 can go into Fairy Fire. Now that's not necessarily a good decision. In fact, it's, unless I want to cover the Strength 5, I don't want to put 6 into here, because it's going to take dice away from these squares. But let's put some of these down on the manas just to get these out of the way. I put a heroic into there. Let's actually avoid that. Now this is actually, this heroic 6 should be thrown in the Fairy Fire, because it will give me the agility and it will give me the strength, and then I can Charmed Panther, so that's a better decision. So there we go, everything's covered, everything's fine. We can still take items, or sorry, we can still take skills, because we do have the basic skill, or the basic focus, or whatever, that says you can equip 1 extra item or skill. Adept costs only 2 mana, rolls a strength and agility, and you discard 1 of them. So that transfers a mana die into a strength or agility die. Moss Golem, add 2 times the consequences for each heroic die on his card. Skill, Devastate, spend 2 strength, gain a strength 6, agility 4, mana 4, spend 1 time. Well, it's a strength skill, and I'm never gonna get more strength, but we do have Charmed Panther, Blind Luck, and Adept, and Heroics that could fund it. Is it better or worse than my current skills? Spark's not really that exciting. Adept's also not that exciting. But yeah, I'd have to fund this somehow. I'm gonna go for this encounter though. We have skills. We don't have dice, but we have skills. We have a high agility number. Fearlessness should be rolled. Heroic 3. Bull Rush should be done. So this is a situation. We could do Blind Luck to get an Agility 2 to throw into Exploit Weakness to get a Heroic 4. I could also throw a Heroic 2 into there to get a Heroic 4, but that's not any better. We have a Mana 6, so that should definitely go there. Charmed Panther would give me a 4, and I do need 2 4s. I need lots more strength, though. Do I want to spend 2 into here to try to get a good strength or agility roll? It would basically... Adept is basically Force Bolt, but with a random outcome. I could take the 2 mana here, throw it into Adept. Because we do need more strength and agility, right? So maybe I want to try that. And see what this gives me. Strength 4, agility 5. On one hand, the strength 4 would cover that 9 entirely. The agility 5 doesn't do anything except cover this agility 4, but that is, you know, hearts, so that's a good square to cover. But the armor is more important, but Charmed Panther already gets me that, and we still have Fairy Fire and Force Bolt. And almost certainly Fairy Fire is going to give me an agility 6 and a strength 6. So the 5, well, the 5 doesn't do anything for me. The 4s. Yeah, let's keep the 4. I do have Endless Assault, which I've been neglecting because I don't really like reroll skills. But hey, it is a thought. Also, I forgot because Dire Boar. I neglected it because we had a Dire Boar. Okay, at the very least, that is a heroic 4. This would give me 6 for Fairy Fire. This gives me I can't speak. A heroic 4. And I think that's all I need, because that covers these squares. And then the 2 4s there covers the rest. Oh, but that's actually not the order I want them in. So what I got, when did I get the strength 4? I did Charmed Panther. Yeah, I do not want to put heroics on this card. Let's not do that. Alright, let's take Devastate and let's replace Adept. Mitigate the randomness. Got rid of a poison. Also, I guess the poison roll happens at the end of turn, so the 2 damage thing doesn't really mean much for Caliana. Alright, here's another situation where this is kind of bad for Caliana. We could stabilize Aura, though, I guess. We're not going to get the item, but we could get the experience. And Spark plus the 5 mana and Heroic, we'll make sure we can do that almost certainly. If I really want the potion, I would grab the stone. I don't really like invulnerability, though. Alright, well... Can I do this straight up? Yeah, I can. Alright, I don't need to fiddle with Spark. Before the encounter, place poison on a hero. Oh, there's lots of strength on this card. And we are starting to get to the end of the dungeon, so we now have to play the balance game of not damaging Caliana too much with the time expenditure. She likes the end of dungeons pretty well, but you have to be very careful with that. We do have Bull Rush. I'm gonna enter. I'm gambling here. I have Piercing also, which might help. Because I could skip that Strength 5. Ooh, my heroics are ridiculous. So I got Devastate, but I don't have the strength to fund it. And I don't know that it's... Because I don't need the agility. It helps that I'm rolling pretty hard. I don't need the agility. I guess I could throw that into Exploit Weakness and turn that agility 4 into a heroic 4. But I don't have the strength to fund it right now. I guess Blind Luck gives me a strength. Charmed Panther gives me a strength. But like we need a lot of strengths already, so Devastate would probably be quite devastating, huh? We do have something for the armor right now. And we do have enough for the mana 11. Question is how to deal with the remainder. Like if I put it all into, if I put those two heroics into 12, or into the 11, then I have that health covered. Now I'm only spending time and getting a poison. We still have Charm Panther, and we still have Force Bolt and Fairy Fire. And we do have a 5 for this, and a 5 for that, and a 4 from Charmed Panther. So actually, that's exactly what I need. There we go. Hot roll, as Orchid said. Alright, so this is spend 2 agility. Heart prevention, not so important, but the 6 agility could be nice. Better or worse than what I currently have, though? I mean, like, heart prevention, like, I mean, it does help on Caliana. Because now she could prevent 1 damage, and then the first 3 times after that, you would spend a time. So she could take 4 damage in a round. So maybe I want to get that. And since it's an agility skill, I'm kind of tempted to replace Exploit Weakness. Yeah, we have lots of heroic sources. And that 4 doesn't help necessarily in a boss fight. Alright, I could open this door, but I'm actually going to explore to get 1 more door. Now, I need to roll a 1 or higher because Vine Trap actually has a leaf symbol on it, so that helps with the poison roll. Giant Spider. Spend time for each poison in the party. Guess what? There is none! Stone Skin prevents a heart. It's fine as a skill, but I don't know. We did level up. I can now get 1 more skill, so I could just take Stone Skin just to have it. We have Piercing in case I need it, because there's lots of strength armors there. Okay, not as hot of a roll. Bull Rush doesn't help. Devastate, we don't have 2 strengths unless I throw the heroics in there, but I don't need the I don't need the agility part. Spark? That gives me a 50% chance of a 6, so let's try that. Yep. So there's the 6 for that. We have something to hit that. That armor is kind of wasted, but Charmed Panther almost certainly would be the strength anyway. And then we have something for that. So now we need Strength 4, Strength 5, Strength 5. We have Blind Luck and Devastate, which gives me a Strength 6 that covers something, a Mana 4, which then works with Fairy Fire and Force Bolts, but I would spend 1 time, so that's something to think about. This Agility is not doing anything, but getting an Agility 6 also isn't going to do anything. And all of the heart consequences are comboed with other effects, so I can't just ignore a square by using Feint. I could do Blind Luck and get a Strength 2, and I could do Endless Assault to re-roll it, and the Heroic, and I'd say that it's likely one of those two would be a 4 or higher at that point. Hey, Dover. I could also get a Mana 2. And then Fairy Fire Force Bolt. Oh, and then Fairy Fire would give me another Heroic, or sorry, another Agility. That can go into Feint, but again, it doesn't actually do me any good. Yo, hold on. Hold on. Fairy Fire gives you 1 of each of the value, yes. If I spend 6 mana, I get a Strength 6 and an Agility 6. Or if I spend 5 mana, I get a Strength 5 and an Agility 5. So I'm trying to avoid using Devastate. I think Devastate would work, but it would spend 1 time, which I could also get to by not covering that 4. Could use Blind Luck to fund the Agility skill. But yeah, well, I guess. So Blind Luck gives me a 2. Throw that, or sorry, it gives me Agility. With this 3, gives me a 6. With the 6 from, or the 5 from Fairy Fire, I get a Heroic 5. And I get a 5 Strength from Fairy Fire, and Force Bolt gives me something too. Okay, so that should do it. Alright, there we go. And I can take the skill. For those of you who are just tuning in, like Dover, we are trying for the achievement for winning a game without claiming an item as skill. Or, claiming an item as skill. Yeah, without claiming an item as loot. So I can only get skills or potions, but not items. Or I can get experience as well, but not items. Okay, the invulnerability potion has returned. But I can still just get the experience. We've already prevented 1 damage. If I stabilize the aura, I'll spend 2 more time. 3 get removed. Caliana prevents another damage. We'll be back to 2. So I can't take any damage or spend any time. Or else Caliana... Actually, no, because you can take 1 more instance of damage. But I think it means I have it... I mean, I would basically have to cover this, right? Because that's 3 time, 2 time, 1 time, 2 time. Yeah. I mean, it's very likely that she would do it. We have 4 potions, so I guess we could aid. If worst comes to worst, we can aid. We also have Blind Luck for a free 2 and Spark for a 50% chance of a 6. So let's do that. Alright, we have a 4, and then we have numbers. Can't take the item. Do I actually want to do that though? Because, well, I would be failing this fight, right? Because, well, I guess if I dodge vines, there's a chance that I could roll a 4 and a 5, and then blind luck would cover the remaining squares. But none of my other skills are peril skills. Aid could be used a bajillion times. But all of this is to get a potion or experience, so I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to descend. I did not get mint, but I already didn't get mint. Okay, floor 2, so things are picking up. At my item limit, but I get an auto skill. Useful everywhere. Roll a strength die. You may discard it to gain a heroic 3. I think that is something I want. Could replace stone skin. Let's fly over, because obviously mana is Caliana's specialty. Not really that good of a roll, because I need to keep that 5 if I can, but we do have Spark, which gives me a 5. Unfortunately, that also does not work, but that is less bad of a consequence. I could use aid. Would that help? Well, if I use aid, I can increase this to a 4. And I have 5, 8, 10, 11. No, that won't work. So, alright, I will take 2 time as consequences. That's fine. I'll take that skill. I'll replace stone skin. Goblin, rather. Before the encounter, spend time for each closed door. There are 2 closed doors. So I'm going to flee because it's equal whether you should fight it or flee it if there's 2 closed doors. If there's 3 closed doors, you should almost always flee, because you would spend 3 time to fight it or 2 time to flee and come back once you've opened all the other doors. So now, there are encounters that increase numbers on the card based on how many open doors there are, but I believe those are base game cards, and we're playing just Forest of Shadows here. Precise Blow, spend 1 strength, gain a strength 5, agility 2. That agility 2 could fund Faint. And Blind Luck and Precise Blow would give me an agility 6. I would have to fail this encounter, though. There seems to be this recurring trend of failing encounters. But I do have Clever Smash and Blind Luck, so actually we might be able to strike down. So let's try that. Let's be risky. We'll survive, because there's only 2 hearts of consequences here. Yeah, that should be discarded to get a 3, because that's better than a 2. So I can't cover the 5, period. And I can't cover the 9. So let's instead, I think this is a situation because we're spending 6 time and 2 poison. I might want to use aid. Let's get a 4 out of this. And now that 6 could go towards the 5, but then I would still be short for the 9. Let's increase this one. I like that Spark is lit up, but I have no way of using it. Actually, I do have a way of using it, but don't do that. Technically, you could use it, but you can't roll agilities, period. So if I moved that there, and I aided that, and I aided this, I would have enough to cover everything. Now, is that worth it? I can already do this and spend only 2 time. 2 time is fine. That's fine. Alright, so now I kind of want to keep Spark because it has been useful on the perils. And it is a 50% chance of a 6. That strength 5, is that going to help on the boss? No, it's not. Do I even want precise blow? I mean, I guess it turns my worst strength die into a strength 5 and something that funds feint, which can give me an agility 6. The question is, what am I going to lose if I want it? Charmed Panther is almost certainly staying because it gives me a strength or agility. Hi, Migrant P, welcome. Spark has been being useful for me. Devastate, I've not had an opportunity for. And by the way, if you're just tuning in, I'm going for the achievement for winning a dungeon without claiming an item as loot, so this is not under consideration ever. Yeah, I think Devastate has just been too hard to try to justify. It does give good numbers. It gives me a strength 6. The strength 6 is helpful on the boss. But I also have Fairy Fire for that. But yeah, spending 2 strength when I will only have 1 strength at base is difficult to justify, so I think I'm going to lose Devastate. And I level up! Woo! Thorn Spitter. Ooh, Fireball. Hello. That's a good one. And again, it's not likely I can do this, but Strike Down is a little more likely because Clever Smash and Blind Luck and AIDS. Evade Thorns is not going to happen. But yeah, we will have 2 damage. That's fine. We'll survive that. We would spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 time. That's okay. Oh boy. Alright, that's good. I have something to cover the 4. I have something to cover the 9. Covering the 5 is going to require moving that 5 there and then aiding twice. This gives me 2 poison 4 time. This gives me 2 time. And yeah, using aid twice to avoid 2 time is not worth it. Oh, I forgot. I'm at level 4, so I have 2 agility. That's right. That helps. And hey, an Epicross. I am almost at 1 million mana. Or not 1 million. 1 million spells. Or bleh. S400 is almost at 1 million, is what I'm trying to say. Per our discussions from like a week or 2 ago. I'm almost at 1 million, so I might be able to go for a Jin 2. But anyway, for those of you that don't understand, you don't need to because it's an unrelated game. Yeah, Fireball I almost certainly want. Is that a replacement? You're gonna look forward to when I give up. Yep. Well, once I get to 1 million, I'm gonna give, like, I've given the 6-hour thing attempts. I've gotten to 4.5 million mana spent on my best attempts. Since then, I threw some of my rubies into max mana increase, and my S400 is almost double what it was when I last tried. So maybe I can do it, but I will also probably fail. But I am stubborn because I absolutely must do all the challenges as soon as they're available. All right, yeah, so I want Fireball. I'm thinking I'm losing Spark at this point. Even though it has been giving me a 50% chance of a 6. This gives me a mana 5 at the cost of 5 mana, but that's better. Oh yeah, you're right. I keep forgetting, I just leveled up. Damn. Thank you, Nepekaros. I'm not paying attention to my levels because I'm not getting items. Okay, do I want to do this? Roll of strength, increase the die by 1. That is really good. Do I want to fight you? Yeah, let's fight you because reasons. All right, we have a mana 4, we have a mana 6, we have a strength 4, we have some sort of agility. Probably, I guess so. Heroic 5. So Feint, if I can fund it, would work well. Fireball gives me a Strength 5. That goes there. I guess that would go there. Clever Smash might as well be used. Fearlessness might as well be used, by the way. Now I have something for that, and all the squares are now covered. Alright. Now I'm at my skill limit, so now I can't just take the skill. Alright. Spend a strength die. Oh, I have to spend a strength, roll a strength, increase the die by 1. But that could be funded by blind luck. The increase effect is nice, though. Who needs dice items when I have all these dice skills? I don't know that it's better than what I have, though. Charmed Panther is almost certainly staying because that's a free strength and agility, which is hard to come by. Spark is a 50% chance of a 6. Feint gives me an agility 6 and is half funded by blind luck and half funded by precise blow. Clever Smash gives me a strength for free, and if it's not good enough, I can get a heroic 3. 50% chance of a heroic 3, 50% chance of strength 4, 5, 6, basically. Now I have to find a strength die. If blind luck's funding Feint, I need a strength die to fund precise blow, but it could just be my worst heroic or strength die, and it gives me a strength 5, which, yeah, it's not good enough. Fireball also gives me a strength 5. Blitz would help with precise blow, but I think I'm just gonna take the experience. We're at the point where I'm only on the 2nd floor and I'm at level 4 and I don't know what I'm doing. We're just trying to get better skilled, I guess. So at this point, there's not really any reason to fight things unless the skill gives me something. I could max out my potions, I guess, or get better potions. Barrage, spend 2 agility, roll 3 agility, discard 1 of them. So replace your 2 worst agilities with agilities that could be slightly better. I don't have many agilities though, so I'm just gonna flee. Pulverize, spend a strength, roll a heroic, and then increase it by 1. That's not really that good. I mean, it changes your strength into a heroic. Increase it by 1, so it's a 33% chance of it being a 6. But, yeah, I don't really like the percentage-based skills, so I'm going to flee this one. And then Bramble Field, balanced attack, spend 2 strength, roll a strength, an agility, and a mana, and increase one of them by 1. It requires a strength die, basically. So I need to find a source of strength, which is already hard to come by. Replace the 2 worst strength with 1 strength plus an agility and mana. I don't think that's worth it. And then Shadowstalker. Use another skill without paying for it. Spend time. So it doesn't work on Fairy Fire or Force Bolt because it acts like you spent 0 mana because you didn't spend any mana. You did spend 0 mana. So it would basically be good for Spark to roll an extra mana, Feint to get an Agility 6, Precise Blow to get a Strength 5, Agility 2, Fireball to get a Mana 5, Strength 5. But, however, it is the Shadowstalker. We spend time for each 6 rolled, and we are at this precarious situation where it's the end of the floor. If I spend 1 time, it goes to a damage on Kaliana, which spends 1 time. And then 2 time after that, I get another damage. So, yeah, that is not really a good idea, so I'm just going to flee that. Alright, good. 4 doors, and I'm not doing any of them. Can you use that in the boss fights? Yes. And if you spend time in a Forest of Shadows deck, you exile a die. Alright. Still kind of trying to think about whether things are good. Spend an agility, roll a strength die, but gain an agility 4. So spend your worst agility, get an agility 4, plus a strength. Which Precise Blow could go into that. Let's just fight this. Because at some point we're going to have to fight something. We can't just flee all 4 doors and then go down a floor. We can't do that. Alright, there is a big square, big rectangle, that thing. Let's do this one. Strength 4 is equivalent to heroic, or sorry, strength 3 is equivalent to heroic 3, except it can be used on other things. Heroic 3 is equivalent to strength 3, I guess, is the better order of words there. Alright, I have a good agility die. I don't have a good strength die, so that's probably the decision there. Now I have an agility 2. Another agility 2 gives me an agility 6. Fireball. Yeah, let's... Yeah, we'll do those. So that 4 is almost certainly going there. And that was the armor, so now we can cover other things. Add poison for each 5 on this card, so that's not necessarily going to want to go there. It is going to be tricky to avoid doing that, although we do have Fairy Fire. But yeah, that 4, that 3, that 3. Problem with Fairy Fire is that I have to sacrifice that 9. Although I guess we could do this. And get 6s. That will cover these, and then I could do that. Okay. Yeah, that works. Alright. Why do I have all these spikes? For spiking! Alright, do I want finesse? I'm at my skill limit. I have to lose something. And do I really need an agility 6? The problem is agility 4 isn't any better, especially on the boss fight. So it's not really any better than any of my skills, so I guess I will take potions! Skip the heroic feats step? Oh no! Whatever can I do? I already know the skill. So there's no... Well, I guess experience is a reason to fight this. Not doing that. Bramblefield. Balanced attack again. Immunity. Not really that good when the boss doesn't give poison, and... I mean, I guess if we had a skill that was going to spend time, but I think this only works on consequences. From when I last tried this. I'm just gonna flee. We're gonna spend as much time as we can because we're as good as we can be for the boss. Other than getting potions. Exploit. Interesting. Very interesting. Exploit is hacks. Almost certainly getting that. What can we lose? Probably faint. As nice as that agility 6 is, we need an agility to fund this. Spend time! Do all the things that spend time. I already know this item, or this skill. I'm gonna flee. And I'm gonna re-enter. This is how you spend time unnecessarily. Flee and then go back into the door you just fled from. Good plan or best plan? Okay, that was not a good roll there. 4, 5, 6, 6, 3, and I could spend more time unnecessarily. But it doesn't matter because I'm at the end of the floor. So we'll do that. Alright, hello, welcome to the boss. I think we should exile 4 manas. Because I don't think manas are going to be super important in this fight. No. I think it's basically strength and agilities should get discarded because we're not getting enough of those. I wish I had better potions. Maybe I shouldn't have fled as many fights and just searched for more doors that had potions. Holy crap, that was a bad roll. Can I reject this roll? Actually, I could just... Oh yeah, we have Fearlessness. We also have Endless Assault. I should do that. Alright, well we do have 6s for those squares there. The agility is not good. But Exploit can be used. Fairy Fire can be used. And Exploit to break my brain, yes. We do have a bajillion aids, so that is also a consideration. Oh, Precise Blow would give me a Strength 5 and an Agility 2, but the Agility also does not help me. In Blind Luck, either funds Fairy Fire, Force Bolt, Precise Blow, or Exploit, basically. Oh boy, we don't have a lot of strength for this. We don't have a lot of mana for that. Might as well just cover those. That's almost certainly going to happen. I mean, that covers that. Yay! I am taking too much damage and I would die. Something must be done about that. I can Charmed Panther and aid it up to a 5, and then I would survive. The agility, I mean. This die is not doing me any good. Blind Luck can go into Precise Blow to get another 5 there. But then that agility 2 is not doing me any good. Do I want to do rerolls? Maybe? Yeah, we might as well just try rerolling these two. If this agility is a 5, that's great. If this mana is high, it can make up for it. It can give me an agility die back, so let's try that. Oh, good. That's like the best of all worlds. I get a heroic 3 back. Yay! Let's see. Charmed Panther gives me a 4. Blind Luck goes into Precise Blow for a 5. So that's 9, and 3 is 12, plus 5 is 17. I keep trying to look at dice, and then I keep hovering over a skill, and it blocks the skills I'm trying to read. Darn the UI. Okay. How many potions do I want to use here? Because what? That's that Charmed Panther for that 4, Blind Luck for a 2, that goes into Precise Blow for a 5. If I aid twice, I can turn this into a 21 by increasing these two. I could also... If I aid here, then this turns in... This frees up this 3, which doesn't really help at all. Actually, no, because I could throw that into Fairy Fire or Force Bolt and then still not have enough. Or no, then I could turn this into a Heroic. So what? The boss has 12 HP. If I can... Where'd all my numbers go? Oh, right, because I was going to aid. Yeah, let's aid these two. Now this 3 is free. I can throw that into Fairy Fire. Get a Strength 3. And then I can Heroic this. So I'm doing 8 damage to the boss. I only have to do 4 damage next round. We'll be exiling 2 dice. Or not, because I spent 2 time, but it didn't exile the dice. I swear there's a rule that says... Actually, I mean, I swear I've read this a million times. How to play. That would be under the boss, wouldn't it? If you must spend time during the boss fight, you exile a die instead. That didn't happen. So, bug. I blame John. Alright, we have a mana 6. Ooh, strength 6. That's being kept. Not necessarily going to cover those, although I don't know. I mean, time was spent during the boss fight. I'm pretty sure I've ran into the situation a million times, and I probably should have reported it, like all the other bugs I've seen on stream, but I am bad at that. Full rush. Cover an agility 5 and a big box, and you win. Yeah, because all I have to do, yeah, cover one of these. That seems wrong, putting a mana 6 there. And then a big box, and then we've dealt enough damage, and we will survive, because we will only take 3 damage, minus 3. So how do we do that? We can throw this into exploit. Oh! But then the other problem is I still have to cover in 21, and that is a far cry. Actually, no, I don't need that 6 there. I could fireball it. Like with that. And I could spark. And then I could throw some things into Fairy Fire, and then we could focus on Strength instead. Because, like, for instance, I could do this. Then I can get a Strength 4. Yeah. Probably should have done the reroll before I did the blind luck thing. Okay, that gives me a 6. Fairy Fire. Oh no! I have to discard dice! Oh no! Yeah, because I just discarded 2. I exiled 2 more strength dice. Ah, man. Ugh. We have no more strength in our pool. That is problematic there. What can I do? The 21 now? Yes. I kind of put myself in a bad situation here by doing stuff before I did a roll, because I can't undo past the roll. You should always start with the roll skills before you do other things, because that gives you more grounds to undo. Because, yeah, we have the 21 covered. We have a big square covered. These dice now don't need to be there. But now I can exploit, turn this into a strength. And now we survive, right? Because it's 1, 2, 3 damage to Caliana, which is fine, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage to the boss. That's good. Yay! And we got the unencumbered achievement. Woo! We got 8 circles. And I got yelled at when I threw these into, like, stuff. But I'm doing this. Actually, let me not do that. I can get something. Actually, I can get many things. Aggression is filled out. That's the one we're basically focusing on. Is there one? Like, obviously healing's not gonna do any good for me, except it could heal poison. Durability, having 1 extra health does not do anything for me. I could invest in other focuses. Obviously I will, but I'm not sure which one is makes the most sense, so I'm just gonna go down the list because whatever. Aggression is what we're almost certainly gonna always use because rolling a heroic die is too good. All right, that is excellent, very excellent. So wow, oh right, because we started late and we had internet difficulties at the start. It's already 8:19, so let's move on to the Sentinels part of the stream. That felt like it was a fast game, but yeah. So let me remember to do all sorts of things here. So start Sentinels, and then Sentinels title. All right. So we are continuing with the Summer of Challenges, which we tried last week and failed 5 times. We tried on Handelabra Live this week and failed, but it was only once. But we are still fighting Plague Rat, almost certainly in Pike Industrial. The rules and regulations of Summer of the Challenges. Let me do this alphabetical. I don't know why it's not alphabetical. Oops. The rules and regulations of Summer of the Challenges. I'm going through each villain in expansion order. We cleared all of the base game villains and their variants, and we beat Ambuscade, so now we're working on Rook City. Summer of Challenges means we're fighting the villain on challenge difficulty, of course. We're going to do 3 hero teams for all of these fights, because that makes fights harder, right? And I'm trying to restrict myself to decks that come from that expansion, but obviously becomes problematic basically from this point forward, because future expansions have 2 heroes, with the exceptions of, like, Vengeance and Oblivion. So Expatriette and Mr. Fixer are in, and the question is who's the 3rd hero? Well, the final rule of Summer of the Challenges is you must always lead with the Nemesis. So Plague Rat versus Chrono-Ranger, and then the 2 Rook City heroes, and Pike Industrial versus Rook City. I feel like it's Pike Industrial any day of the week. I don't think Rook City is going to be any kinder to Plague Rat than, or sorry, any kinder to us than Pike Industrial. Pike Industrial is very annoying with the Plague Rat for various reasons that we saw last week, that we saw on Tuesday, and that we will see today. But I think what we established in the last round of things was Darkwatch Expatriette is certainly better than base. Base Chrono-Ranger is certainly better than Best of Times because there's not really many other targets. Mr. Fixer is a bit of a wash, But I do kind of feel like the card destruction effect is super expensive when you have only 3 heroes. So I'm going to focus on base. And what we really want to have on Fixer is a jack handle, which we did not see at all last week. Let's see if we can do that today. Sniff, sniff, tasty old beat. The damnable rat beast is back. It wants a piece of my shooting arm. I'm not even going to try to do accents. All right. Chrono-Ranger has Danny Boy, Eye on the Prize, No Executions, Sudden Contract. Dark Watch Expatriette has Arsenal Access, Assault Rifle, Hair Trigger Reflexes, and Liquid Nitrogen rounds. Mr. Fixer has Alternating Tiger Claw, Bloody Knuckles, Pipe Wrench, and a card I can't make out on screen. I have no idea what this says. Hopefully you guys can help me out, because I can't read that. Alright, Plague Locust. And then the challenge rules, start of turn damage. And then Vicious Onslaught. So what was Vicious Onslaught again? It was just each hero other than the one with the lowest. Okay. No infections there. So Plague Locust right now is only benefiting Plague Rat. I've generally ignored it because it's a 13 HP target versus Plague Rat's 85. Might as well just throw the 13 into Plague Rat. But he does heal off of this based on the number of infected heroes, so if heroes were infected, it might be worth considering taking this out, because HP is negative damage. However, it does provide a damage increase to infected heroes as well, so infected heroes could do more damage to Plague Rat. They also do more damage to, more damage to the heroes by Plague Rat and by themselves. Okay, so yeah, we do have the jack handle, so that's really good. I think I would... Eye on the Prize is a cyclic card. I kind of want to wait for By Any Means before I do anything else. Because more damage instances. Eye on the Prize is ridiculous when you have 6 bounties and Hunter and Hunted, because then that 1 damage is 12 damage and you get to play another card. Oh my gosh. Alright, I think it's Assault Rifle. Assault Rifle means that we don't have to worry about whether we should damage Plague Locust or not, we just will. I don't want to hit Fixer right now. And definitely Jack Handle. Jack Handle makes this fight significantly easier. Experimental Mutagen. Ravage. And now we're getting 2 infections. And one of them will almost certainly go on Fixer, because reasons. And the other one, let's... I guess we could put it on Chrono, actually. It will result in Chrono hitting himself more, but he does have a ridiculous damage turn coming up, so that's very tempting. Let's just do it. Okay. So now the question is... I mean, if I go for the bow... then I lose an extra instance of damage or something else. So, like, if I displaced Armory for the hat, and then I Eye on the Prize, then I could play, like, Danny Boy, and I would still have a power that does more damage than base. Not as much as the Compounded Bow, but Eye on the Prize and Displaced Armory would do the same damage as Compounded Bow. If I start with Eye on the Prize, there's a chance I will draw the hat or the bow. There's also a chance I could draw Ultimate Target or something. Eye and then Displaced Bow. See, I love the hurt so much, but I know I don't have the funding for it right now. Yeah, alright, and then bow. We'll do that. Or why not both? Why don't we have both? Yeah! Why don't I just get the hat and the bow? Alright, so I think that the infection on Chrono-Ranger has already paid its dividends. Next, would a damage reduction on Plague Rat be worth it? The start of turn damage, unlike everything else, is not irreducible. His one-shots are not irreducible. His reaction to infections being destroyed is not irreducible. Fun fact. Or do I want to arsenal access and maybe get a shotgun or, like, hollow point rounds? Or incendiary rounds and get a +1. With no randomness. Let's arsenal access, because we just played one deck dungeon. Clearly, we're all about the random. Unfortunately, that wasn't too useful. And now Mr. Fixer hits himself. But wait, he deals damage to all non-hero targets instead! And this is why this game is broken. Alright, so, Jack Handle followed by Driving Mantis, and now Fixer should be very hard to hit. Because not only does he not hit himself with infection, but Plague Rat's first damage instance gets redirected. The damnable rat beast is back. It wants a piece of my shooting knot. Well, guess what? Do I want to take out the Plague Locust? Yeah, I'll do that. Because there's 2 infected heroes. So he would heal 2. This loses a +1, but it also loses his +1, so it should balance out. Maybe. Reduce damage dealt to Plague Rat by 1. Cheating! Oh boy. So we don't have things that get powered up by bounties. Danny Boy will get powered up, but there's not really a need to do that when I have Compounded Bow, even though I lost a +1 and then gained a -1. Compounded Bow is still going to do 2 and 2. Turbo Tech Strike would do 3 and 2. I have 2 card plays. But yeah, Turbo Tech Strike. I don't have ongoing destruction at the moment, so Bestial Vitality is just going to have to be left there. We'll just put out no executions. And maybe someday we'll have Hunter and Hunted. Oh, okay, this place armor is good. Alright, let's freeze Plague Rat a little bit. Since I have to deal with his damage reduction, he will have to deal with a damage reduction as well. And the Rat Beast. And Fixer, ooh, Fixer can redirect, yes. Reduce damage dealt by Plague Rat by 2. Irreducible damage. Alright, Bloody Knuckles would negate Driving Mantis. Alternating Tiger Claw gets rid of Driving Mantis also, but it makes damage dealt by Fixer irreducible, so it will undo Bestial Vitality a little bit. Pipe Wrench gets rid of Jack Handle, which is bad, and Grease Gun stops Fixer from doing things for a turn. So what should I do? I could just not play a card. This might be a situation where I don't want to play a card. Bloody Knuckles. So I'm gonna play Bloody Knuckles, and then the environment is gonna play Super Cool Trisolvent Vat, and then Fixer will be dealt 9 damage on the environment turn, and then play Grat will deal damage. So let's not do Bloody Knuckles. Let's not do Pipe Wrench. Let's not do Alternating Tiger Claw. We already froze Playgrat, so Grease Gun is pointless, so let's just not play a card then. Harmony's good. Ooh, Irradiated Cyclohexene Vat. Which, because of the liquid nitrogen rounds, actually... Still, let's fix a redirect. And then that's 0-0. Oh, it still gets through to Chrono. At the start of each hero turn, if that hero is infected, something happens. Is Chrono dying? No, Chrono should survive. The extra +1 was the Nemesis damage. Okay. I wish I could have redirected that. Alright, we're going to get the Temporal Grenade so that we can get rid of Afflicted Frenzy. And I'll play Danny Boy. I mean, this is Chrono's last round, but yeah. Compounded Bow would also do a lot of damage here, but I could hit Fixer and still do the damage that Compounded Bow would have done, but get rid of... Do I want to get rid of the rat? So do I want to get rid of Afflicted Frenzy? I don't, because Fixer is going to benefit from this, and Bestial Vitality will get rid of a damage reduction and HP regen, so I want to get rid of that. Do I want to get rid of the Escaped Lab Rat? The Escaped Lab Rat is currently hitting Chrono and Fixer can redirect, so that benefits Fixer. Chrono will be dead, but we can redirect it. Fixer's going to kill the rat anyway. Oh, you're right. Okay. So we'll just not do that then. And we'll destroy Infection. Alright, so... I can't do the trick again with Fixer because of the Cyclohexene Vats. I could do Hollow Points, but Shock Rounds are going to do 3 damage to Playgrat, which is 1 more than Hollow Points. Let's Shock Rounds the Assault Rifle. And actually, no executions there. Actually stops experimental mutagen from getting rid of it. But it also stops the next experimental mutagen from bringing the rat back out, so it kind of is funny. But yeah, I can't do the redirect. All right, so we got this. We got this. See, this is why Jack Handle makes this game so much better. Actually, do I want... Harmony is +1, Bloody Knuckles is +2. I'm just gonna do Harmony. Grease Gun would probably be safer. Oh, but that does it. Alright, cool. We won! Why was that so hard? That was... Alright. Challenge Plague Rat is down, so we will proceed in the Summer of Challenges. So... yeah, there's only 8:36, so we're playing another one. And let's not do Shattered Timeline. That's the wrong expansion. Alright, so Chairman is difficulty 4, Matriarch is difficulty 4, Plague Rat is difficulty 2, Spite is difficulty 2. I think I'm just gonna go for Spite next. Spite can regain HP past his maximum, and there is a variant here that is difficulty 3. After Spite is defeated, he's immediately replaced by Skinwalker Gloomweaver without altering the environment or any of the heroes or hero cards. Yeah. Alright, so the Summer of Challenges means that we have to lead with Wraith. And still Fixer and Expat. I feel like we're going to see lots of Fixer and Expat, and let's not hit that button because that gets rid of Wraith. In the environment, as bad as Rook City is, I feel like it's a very suiting environment for Spite. Plus, I do want to try to do equal amounts of the environments if I can. So 2 for Pike and 2 for Rook City. Let's do Rook City here. Actually, I guess variant Spite's also 1, so 3 and 2. Probably 3 Pikes and 2 Rook Cities. All the heroes involved can form a shutdown squad. Yeah, actually, you're right. Alright, which version of Wraith? Reduce damage, environment deck, damage, or card draws? Let's do Freedom 5 Wraith because I think that this can speed up the Stun Bolt acquisition. Choose the... Yeah, let's do Price of Freedom. Actually, no, isn't it this that also... Yeah, actually, yeah, no, what am I thinking? I was thinking... No, Price of Freedom Wraith is what? The, Sorry, I'm trying to remember a Sentinels lore here. Is this the version of Wraith that kills the chairman and takes control of the organization? But yeah, the red mask is definitely Spite. I was just thinking this because that's... I mean, Spite's in the background of this art. But, yeah. I mean, yeah, Freedom 6 is from Iron Legacy Timeline. I don't remember... I think she was the one that was super evil and not heroic, but yeah. I don't remember all my Sentinels lore. I need to re-listen to the letters page / start listening to the letters page again. I kind of stopped because I realized I was hearing but not listening. It would be better if I... So my problem with the letters page isn't that the letters page is bad. It's actually a self problem. It's that I listen to the letters page when I commute to work, and it's like a 20 to 30 minute drive, but a letters page episode is an hour to 2 hours. So I would start up a letters page episode, listen to 20 to 30 minutes of it, get to work, do work things, drive home from work, listen to another 20 to 30 minutes of the letters page, and then next day drive to work, 20 to 30 minutes, commute. I've already kind of forgotten what's going on in the episode, so I'm not really following what's going on. Plus, when I'm commuting, I'm also thinking about what I'm doing at work, plus also keeping my eyes on the road. I think if I re-listen to the letters page, I should do it when I'm only focused on the letters page and not trying to do other things. So I need to, like, pay exclusive attention to it, and then I can get more out of it. Otherwise, I just feel weird. Alright, so all that being said, let's not do... Actually, the 3 damage would get past damage reductions. Although the damage reduction is now only 1. So I think I'm going to stick with base again. And yeah, Dark Watch Expat. I really have a hard time justifying base Expat when her deck lacks card draw. None of her cards say draw a card. And her base power says play a card. So if you just spam base power, you lose cards. Assuming you play a card on your play phase, but... Why would you skip your play phase and then use a power that says play a card? That's terrible. Especially when there's an effect that says do things when a power is used. Alright, so Challenge Spite versus Freedom 5 Wraith, Mr. Fixer, and Dark Watch Expatriette in Rook City. As terrible of an environment Rook City is, it is one of my favorite soundtracks.
Nice mask. I like the color. Good to see that you've taken my lessons to heart. My demons are in the past, Donovan. You'll find no easy prey here. Alright, so a Freedom 5 Wraith has Mega Computer, Micro-Targeting Computer, Throat Jab, and Utility Belt. Mr. Fixer has Alternating Tiger Claw, Driving Mantis, Dual Crowbars, Salvage Yard. Darkwatch Expatriette has Incendiary Rounds, Shock Rounds, Speed Loading, and Unload. No guns! Well, alright, there's a victim, and the victim's gone. And a new victim. We've certainly hashed and rehashed and rehashed all of my issues with Spite, so I'm not going to discuss them. Alright, have fun, Migrant P. What I will say is that I don't want to put the innocent bystander in the safe house. It is actually probably the easiest victim to deal with, because it's just a discard as opposed to Spite deals damage or play a card that might destroy a victim outright, but Central Psychic is certainly the best victim, but yeah. Okay. So he doesn't do that much damage yet. He does not have drugs, and he's not guaranteed to get drugs either. So maybe I want to do something else. Let's do Utility Belt in hopes that I get a power card. I get Combat Stance, and I get Impromptu Invention. Alright, perfect. I think I actually want to keep all of these cards. Mega Computer helps significantly with this environment. Dual Crowbars is what I want. Actually, let's do Driving Mantis because Fixer's currently targeting, or sorry, Spite's currently targeting everyone. But yeah, like, I mean, everyone's tied for highest HP. If we select Fixer, we can redirect it. Expat does not have a gun, so I think I'm gonna skip. I guess base power could be used, but I'm not gonna try that. Are you sure Mega Computer helps when he has a card that gets rid of the environment? I mean, there are environment effects that trigger immediately. Like Toxic Sludge gets played, and then it does its end of turn effects, which is 2 and 3 damage. Falling Statuary can't be affected, certainly. But Ambitious Racketeer does damage at the end of the environment turn, so it helps. 5 out of 15 cards. Reduce damage dealt to villain targets by 1. I'm just going to ignore that. Because Spike could just destroy it anyway. Like, he could play Lab Raid, which would destroy Twisting Back Alleys automatically anyway. And he plays Mindfire, which gets rid of the environments forever. And he got his compound Upsilon, so now I can't redirect with Fixer. I can redirect this. Okay, so we did not get the worst drug. So destroy all environment cards, deal damage, and return cards back to hand at the start of the villain turn. So we're gonna need to start putting cards out there that Spite could eat. You know what version of Expatriette would be really good against Spite? Base. Okay. Let's not discard. Let's not deal damage. Impromptu Invention. Gets me an Impromptu Invention. I could discard for other people. Nope. So Stun Bolt. And I have Utility Belt now, so I could try for double Stun Bolt. I also draw Stun Bolt. That's cool. I would like to get 2 Stun Bolts and a Micro-Targeting Computer out. So I think I'm gonna waste one of these to get a card I already have in hand. Equipment limited is permanently safe, so yeah, because he's not going to destroy equipments. They only ever return to hand. Well, we can have 3 stun bolts and maybe have 3 stun bolts in play at some point, but we can't have 2 micro-targeting computers in play ever. Alright, so since I can't have 2 micro-targeting computers, let's discard that and give this to a hero that would benefit more from it. Do I want to try for Hoist Chain? Bearing in mind that there was a joke about me not getting Hoist Chain because it was the bottom 2 cards in my deck. I'll try for it. I didn't get it, but I do have Salvage Yard, which, if Spite does get his terrible drug, is fine. There's no self-damage here. There's no need to do AoE, so Jackhandle, as fun as it was in the last game, is not going to happen here. And there's no need to hit a hero, so we'll just hit Spite. I could, like, hit Fixer and then Driving Mantis, but that doesn't work because then this instance of damage would still only affect these 3 heroes. So now Dual Crowbars is only affecting, like, is only doing a +1. This is probably a situation where, like, Pipe Wrench would be technically better unless we wanted to Bloody... I mean, like, what we could do next turn to be utterly ridiculous is Bloody Knuckles, hit Fixer first, and then hit Spite. Because the double up damage on Fixer would hurt, but it would also hurt Spite even more. I did that trick once. Oh yeah, I could have used Driving Mantis, but this is 2+1, so it wouldn't have worked anyway. Alright, we need to get cards out for Spite to take. So, Submachine Gun, and I could use Submachine Gun. I think I'm going to aim instead. Because it's going to be 1 damage to Spite or this turn, and 1 damage to Spite next turn, or 2 damage to Spite next turn. Let's do the +1. We can reveal the top 2 cards of the environment deck. Let's put Tony Taurus on top. And then Spite either deals this card or the hero with the lowest. Ah, that's not Fixer. Dang. Now if we have to return 1 card to hand. So if we want to do like Fixer's Bloody Knuckles trick, we would want to keep Dual Crowbars for that. Expatriette has lots of cards that she could try to use someday to return to hand, but they're not there yet. And Wraith could certainly play Stun Bolt again, but we certainly want to get out of combat stance and Mega Computer at some point. So I think that the easiest answer is Submachine Gun. Destroy a victim. Let's get rid of the Lost Child. I hate so much that Lost Child is worse than Innocent Bystander. I can't justify keeping the Lost Child because Spite dealing damage means he heals. Discarding cards means Spite does not heal. Either way, this card gets destroyed, Spite regains 3 HP. But yeah. Well, alright, on the prowl, so the other victim's destroyed anyway, and we're getting Innocent Bystander back. Still don't have the bad drug. But let's get out combat stance. And then double stun bolt again. Now, I was talking about Bloody Knuckles. I don't know that I want to do that, because Fixer can't regain HP. And we have to, like, prepare for a war of attrition here. On the other hand, I could Bloody Knuckles and return that to hand. It would hurt Fixer during the environment turn, but we know the environment is playing Tony Taurus. So... yeah, so this would be safe to do Bloody Knuckles right now. Do I want to hit Fixer first and do this terribleness? 6 damage to Fixer to do 8 damage to Spite, or 4 damage to Spite? I don't think 6 for an extra 4 is worth it. Maybe if I had something, if I had the if I had Harmony and I don't know. It is hard to justify. Like if I could win the game, it would make sense, but we're still early in the game. Alright, so we aimed. Fixer's gonna return Bloody Knuckles to hand. So probably makes sense to put a gun out. Speed loading actually is a means of helping here. We can put speed loading out, and then the next turn play an ammo card, just under the expectation that it would return to hand. For that to work, though, I need to not use the gun. Because I would lose the ammo card otherwise. I think I'm going to do the damage now. I could aim again. I'm going to do the damage. Oh my god, it's Tony Taurus! On the prowl or on the prowl? Do you know what it's like when your future is fated and you can't do anything about it? This is what that's like. On the prowl, we're losing the innocent bystander. Lowest HP is Expat, so we'll hit Tony Taurus. It could have been Fixer if I had hit Fixer. At the same time, if I had hit Fixer, then I wouldn't have been able to redirect it anyway, because there would be a +2. Good Samaritan. And Lost Child. So he's being quite easy right now. It's Advanced Spite that gets pretty rough, I think. Or no, maybe I'm thinking of Challenge Spite. I think Advanced Spite, what, has a damage reduction on this side? I don't remember. But Challenge, or not Challenge, Advanced Skinwalker Spite Agent of Gloom rather, is harder because he continually flips drugs face up. My chair is kind of moved. Am I in a terrible spot right now? No, actually I'm in a perfect spot right now. I'm very centered. Very good. Okay, let's see. So, damage. So Wraith is slowly losing HP. Until I get Hoist Chain or Liquid Nitrogen rounds, there's nothing I can do about that. But we did get the combat stance going off, which is nice. Collateral damage is not a concern because we are stun bolting him so much he's not dealing 4 more damage. Throat Jab isn't as necessary because we're reducing his damage. So Mega Computer makes sense in the occasion that the environment plays one of the 5 cards that deal damage. I mean, I can. This would redirect. It would also heal Spite, and then it would do nothing. Alright, so I think because I'm not able to bounce things off with dual crowbars as much, I will do Pipe Wrench. Pipe Wrench plus Driving Mantis is really fun. As much as people love like dual crowbars and other damage boosts, Pipe Wrench provides a -1, Driving Mantis provides a redirect at 2 or less damage, which the -1 essentially means 3 or less damage now. And this keeps Fixer invincible, basically, because he takes less damage and he can redirect some damage, and that keeps Fixer alive for longer than most heroes, other than like Scholar. So yeah. Alright, so I think now what we want to do, we want to get the speed loading out so that we will play ammo cards to return to hand. And we get quick draw, so I can put an ammo, or no, sorry, I can't. I can only play 1 card, damn it. Let's not do that. Scum and Villainy does it anyway. And it destroys a victim anyway. Arguably, Good Samaritan is better than Lost Child, but we're actually doing pretty well as long as he doesn't play a bajillion drugs. That's really what makes the game harder. Alright, so we want to keep expats things out because we need to get that ammo thing going. And I think Pipe Wrench and Driving Mantis are very important. I think Mega Computer we might as well just play again because we don't really have anything better for expat to, or not expat, Wraith to play. Hey, Compound XI, hello. The bad drug. But the potential sidekick! Alright. Potential sidekick makes this game much better. Alright, Mega Computer and then Stun Bolts. Wraith is going to discard 10 cards, but I think what Fixer's going to do next round, but not this round, is pull equipments from trash. We might want to throat jab. Alright, so now what here? We don't need to meditate. Because I think, like, our style is fine. And I don't really... I mean, like, the other style that might be better is Riveting Crane. But he does not have that damage reduction effect yet, so we don't need to worry about it yet. I guess Bloody Knuckles, even though Spite's gonna... Well, Spite's gonna react, though. He's gonna do 2... +2 because of Bloody Knuckles. -2 because of Stun Bolt. Okay, no, that's fine. We can Bloody Knuckles and survive, and we can return Bloody Knuckles to hand. Same trick as before. Oh yeah, and it's only the first damage per turn, that's right. Okay, we have speed loading, so now we're gonna put out an ammo card to sit next to Submachine Gun. And let's get out a guaranteed gun. Let's get Prejudice. Now, I did put Bloody Knuckles out there, and that can return to hand. But with speed loading, we now have something that can counter the return to hand effect. So you did not aim, right? Oh, I did aim. Okay, let's aim. Or let's not aim. Let's do damage. I guess that did 1 point of damage total. That's fine. Well, that's annoying. Get rid of Bloody Knuckles. Potential Sidekick gives us card draws. Did we discard Hoist Chain, or is it the bottom 2 cards of my deck again? Oh. Alright, he's getting all drugs. And he's getting more drugs? Oh, right, because we destroyed Blighted Streets. It's actually better that he did that before he did damage. But alright, he has the -1, and he has the end of turn damage effect. Alright, so now we want to get victims under the safe house. Unfortunately, there's only the one. And we only managed to have him for 1 round. Actually, no, there is one. Oh. I guess that came at the end. I missed it. Innocent Bystander's a fine one. And we can immediately discard, like, all equipments because Fixer's going to be using Salvage Yard. We do have a Hoist Chain. Oh my god! Oh my gosh! Hoist Chain is on the bottom 2 cards of your deck! I don't even know what to do! Right. So I think we're going to Throat Jab because Spite's... Or no, we don't want to Throat Jab because... He will deal himself damage. We don't want to throat jab. Okay, but we will discard. And because equipments return to hand almost immediately, we can discard all equipments. We don't need 3 stun bolts. I guess I have to consider... I guess Innocent Bystander can be dealt with by someone else. It can be dealt actually with Fixer. Fixer also has equipments. Only 2 though, so 3 can be handled by Expat. We already have utility belts. I mean, like, Razor Ordnance would be better than Stun Bolt. At the same time, I am basically only using Stun Bolts for survivability. So I think I'm going to put out the second Mega Computer. You don't always need a second Mega Computer, but then you have it. And we already have an overdrive in the trash, thankfully. So yeah, that is a consideration, but I did see it. I didn't mention it, but I did see it. Salvage Yard is going to play overdrive. Okay. So now what? How many equipments are in your trash now? All of them? What cards are left in your deck? No equipments? Alright, you're going to get every single equipment, which is nice. Discard an equipment, and then Salvage Yard. Wraith now has 20 cards in her hand. And for a life piece, I never saw that card. Okay, play Overdrive. Because Spite won't be able to hit Fixer, right? The Stun Bolts and -1s, yeah. Yeah. And we got past the -1 starter, so that's good. Alright, oh, we have liquid nitrogen, but we don't want to do that just yet. We do have the tactical shotgun, so let's get out an ammo next to Prejudice and play the shotgun and use the shotgun. Even though that's still regaining him 1. He's not going to regain HP once he flips, though. Ambitious Racketeer. But he doesn't do anything because Mega Computers. Alright, let's do the self-damage first. Oh, right. He destroys a victim when he does. I mean, it was going to get destroyed anyway. Okay, return to hand. I think it's going to be an ammo card then. Let's take the hollow points back, because that could be put next to the shotgun. Now it's the part of Spite that is the worst part, is he has his 5 drugs, and he's flipped as a result, but on this side he doesn't even play cards. And as the result, this is the long slog part of the fights. Because he doesn't play cards. The environment plays a card that lasts for half a round before Spite destroys it. So no randomness, or I guess there's randomness. No variance in hero turns, really. It's just down to minimizing the damage. So I would like to throat jab. If I'm going to throat jab, I might as well have a Razor Ordnance out. Smoke Bombs. Actually, Smoke Bombs keeps Wraith alive. Let's do Smoke Bombs then. Because that redirects the Fixer. Fixer redirects it away. Or just reduces it already by a bajillion. Which, that I find weird. Smoke Bomb. Oh, Smoke Bombs also has a -1. That's why. Okay. But that keeps Wraith alive. Now she's at 10. She's always going to be 10. Fixer's still at max HP. Fixer is not taking a point of damage yet in this fight. Now, Hoist Chain. But the problem with Hoist Chain is I can't get past this damage reduction. So I don't want to do that. Like Riveting Crane, except I have to deal enough damage to get past the damage reduction, so that doesn't work. Bloody Knuckles should again be fine. Because, what, Pipe Wrench and Stun Bolts, he's at -3. Should be fine. Now, Spite doesn't heal anymore when he deals damage, so now he's gonna... He was losing HP on his front side because we were that good, but now he's not even gonna regain HP. Do I want liquid nitrogen? Well, if I do use a power, then I lose liquid nitrogen anyway. So I'm gonna say no. And Bloody Knuckles is returning to hand. Let's be super cheese. Oh, I also have unload. Hmm. Because we are returning something. Yeah, let's unload and lose all of the fun stuff. Well, not bad stuff, but... Alright, yeah, and it's also a good time to do that, because liquid nitrogen now avoids the damage part. Wish I had, like, more damage boosters, but that's fine. So, essentially, we've won. And, to quote someone who complained about Spite... At this point in the game, I would just quit because we know we're gonna win. It's just not fun to go through the motions. Which, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do it because I always finish every game of Sentinels, but yeah. As you can see, we did shut down Spite very quickly. We did get aided by the fact that we didn't have the bad drugs to start with. We didn't get, like, the bad drug is PL626 Compound XI. Because it penalizes you for using powers, and significantly so. Alright, so smoke... Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted to use. So could we just go for broke here? Have I not drawn... wait, where are they? Inventory barrages are still in my deck. I also don't have impromptu invention, so I can't try to get it and then use it. Actually, I guess Throat Jab is gonna do as much damage as Razor Ordnance, basically. I mean, Razor Ordnance, except I can't use Stun Bolt, whereas Throat Jab, and then I could use Stun Bolt twice. I'm gonna Throat Jab. We're gonna win, I'm pretty sure, this round. So we might as well not draw it out. We don't need to min-max this. Best part is we're winning with Fixer at max HP. Is Bloody Knuckles more damage efficient than Overdrive? Overdrive would do 1 and then 2. Bloody Knuckles would do 3 and then the redirect. Or, no, Throat Jab, right. Would dual crowbars have dealt more damage? We still have hollow points. So, alright, so here's a combo that I kind of I've recognized, I've never actually stated. Speed loading. At the start of your turn, you may take 1 ammo card from your trash and put it on the top of your deck. Now, this ordinarily makes me a little sad because sometimes you're digging for a gun card or a particular ammo card. And so I generally skip that effect because I don't think it helps. It will freeze your draw. Like, you're going to draw this card at your draw phase because you can't otherwise get cards because Expatriette lacks card draw. and I've said this a million times, hate to keep hashing this and rehashing this, but she lacks card draw. However, Arsenal Access reveals cards from the top of your deck until you reveal 2 equipment cards. If you top deck an ammo card, that's an equipment card. You'll get that ammo card and you can put it into play immediately then as a result of Arsenal Access. Now, there are other ways of getting ammo cards from your trash, like reload, but using speed loading and Arsenal Access is a cheap man's reload. Plus, you can play an ammo card at the start of your turn. So, like, for instance, I could put hollow points. Like, so ammo cards are not limited, and the only gun, other than the Oblivion gun, that allows for more than one ammo card are Pride and Prejudice. And so we could do hollow points and incendiary rounds on Prejudice. However, hollow points on Tactical Shotgun is still more damage. We don't have Unload anymore, so I can't try to do a super damage round now. And all of these cards are already in my hand, so I don't really want to. I guess we don't have the liquid nitrogen, but we'll win the game with a shotgun with hollow points, so it doesn't matter. Let's just see what's... Oh. My deck was empty. Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, that doesn't matter. We won. And that is Challenge Spite. And Fixer at max HP, because Fixer with Pipe Wrench and Riveting Crane, or not Riveting, Driving Mantis, is ridiculous. The first time I noticed that combo, I was playing with friends back before I was 100% good at the game. I did understand redirect mechanics, but I played Pipe Wrench, I played Driving Mantis, and then like 5 rounds later, both of my friends had died, and Fixer was at 20 HP. And I was like, wait, guys, what happened? Why are you dead? I'm still here kicking. So that's when I realized the power of that. Everyone loves dual crowbars and... I don't remember what the +1 is. The Grease Monkey Fist? Yeah, Grease Monkey Fist. And dual crowbars and Harmony and Bloody Knuckles. Yes, that's a ridiculous damage boost on the second hit. But Fixer can do many things, and relying on one specific combo isn't always the best. Alright, it is 9:14. I do apologize that we did start 5 minutes late and then had 10 minutes of internet fiasco, but it is still a 2-hour stream in the end, so thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this stream. Be sure to check out the other streams on this channel. Every Tuesday is Handelabra Live with John and sometimes Jeremy and sometimes Lou Dolphin, but probably not after... this week. Actually, I just had a thought. I think my Tuesday class actually ends at 6:15, so I might actually be here for Handelabra Live. Just had that realization that my Tuesday class is at a slightly different time. I'm so used to my evening classes being from 6 to 8:30. This semester, I have classes that are not 6 to 8:30. It's pretty weird. But anyway, Tuesday is Handelabra Live with John and sometimes Jeremy, and they preview content before it is publicly available, like Aeon's End and its developments as they work towards its 1.0 release. And they have said that they have... what's the word? They've broken ground on Spirit Island, and so that's something that will probably be demoed eventually, which will be fun. And then Friday at 7 is Dolphin's Dive with me, and we try to play strategically. Sometimes we forget what cards do, sometimes we get annoyed at the game, but we try to focus on strategy and talk about combos and card interactions that you might not have realized before, such as Driving Mantis and Pipe Wrench. Every Saturday at 8 p.m. And by every Saturday, I mean none of the Saturdays, and every other day but Saturday is On Deck with Pirate Savvy and Dover. And I don't know if they're going to stream this week, because they did stream on Monday this week, but that was a rescheduling of last Saturday, so it's potentially possible they'll stream tomorrow for the first time in like 2 months on their scheduled time. But whatever, it's the running gag of our stream is that On Deck meets anytime except Saturday at 8 p.m. And then Tales from the Archive every Sunday at 7 p.m. with another letdown for some storytelling Sentinels. And maybe someday he will do it with One Deck Dungeon. I think he might have done something with another game at one point, but I don't remember what it was. I think he did do One Deck Dungeon during the anniversary week. I don't think he did storytelling now. I think he played with Fnatic, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, that's besides the point. He does storytelling Sentinels. Check that out. Sentinels of the Multiverse, One Deck Dungeon, and Bottom of the Ninth are the Handelabra products that are currently finished and out publicly. You can check them out digitally. They're available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices. They are all fun games. I have played Sentinels of the Multiverse and One Deck Dungeon on my streams frequently. I've not played Bottom of the Ninth, and it is very unlikely I would because I don't really like baseball, but it's not really a game that you need to like baseball to play. It's another strategy game. So really, I should play it. And then Aeon's End, which is in early access on Steam. You can get it and play it in early access, and it's being worked on actively, and updates are frequent, and you can help out with the development as they work towards 1.0. I've not played it yet. However, I do have plans to learn the game with friends in real life, and then once I do that, I can consider streaming it more. I could do the same thing that I did with One Deck Dungeon, but not always fun to watch a learning stream, especially when someone doesn't know what they're doing. But anyway, that's that. I believe that's all I know about. Are there any announcements here? Aeon's End has been nominated for the Indie Mega Booth at PAX West 2019. We are so excited to take our hard work to Seattle so you can save Gravehold firsthand. Visit us at the show to ask questions and demo the game. See you there. That was something that came out recently, and it was great. Those are the streams that we talked about, and that's a duplicate, so those are all the things. So again, thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys in the future. Thanks for bearing through the internet fiasco. Spite's music is super creepy, and it is so fitting to listen to it since we just beat Spite. So thank you all for watching. I said that like 15 times, but I mean it. Alright, have a good night.